Hi everyone. Today's little tidbit is Microsoft OneNote. So, admittedly, Microsoft OneNote is probably my favorite piece of software. It's this piece of software that I use the most, and everyone I've shown seems to adopt to it really quickly and see some value in it. So, I just wanted to give a little intro crash course in Microsoft OneNote. So, OneNote, for those that don't know, it's a part of Microsoft Office 2010, and it is on your new laptop. So, um, just as a little background, many of you at this point are used to, or most of you, I would presume, file your documents and folders and everything. Have something like this. So this is your My Documents folder. And you'll have a series of folders, and inside of folders you'll have new folders, and that's where you're putting your documents. And if you need to find something, you're kind of searching through. Um, the problem with this is that you're just putting files there. If you have as I can attest, many of you use sticky notes and whatnot, or maintain a paper-bound notebook where you're making associated notes. So you may have a file or something. Maybe some of your documents are in email. Your correspondence obviously is in email, but you've got things kind of spread out. And what OneNote does is, like the name suggests, it's one a single notebook for everything. So let me just get out of this and we'll just fire it up. So start button, all programs, sorry, clicking too fast, Microsoft Office, and this is it, Microsoft OneNote 2010, okay? On launching OneNote, I think by default it comes up with just a demo personal notebook. Um, what I suggest is the first thing you do is, instead of using the demo, or the I guess the built-in personal notebook, is that right away it'll open up OneNote. I want you to go to just new. So we went to File, New, and we want to create a new notebook that is not on the web, not on the network. We want it to be as part of your My Computer. So um, by default, it will then go to something like this. So this is where it's pointing to me, and this, so everyone knows, this odd location just means that it's on the server. It's all backed up. So anything you put in OneNote, know that we are backing it up, and even your laptop falls in a lake, you're taken care of. We'll have your OneNote files. So I'm just going to call this one School and create notebook. By default, this is what it looks like. It is pretty simple. This is when you think of this notebook, I can create another notebook, and you know if I want to organize my home life, I can just call it Home. Again, same location, create notebook, and now I have two different almost spiral bound notebooks with a bunch of tabs in them. So let's work on the school one first. Um, Something that I mean, as I said, this is one of my favorite pieces of software. I've been using it for a number of years now, 5, 6 years now, and everything I do is in Microsoft OneNote. So my job entails ordering smartboard parts, printer toner, maintaining exact lists of where all our computers are, network maps, everything, and yeah, I put it all in OneNote. So um, and I'll take you through how that looks. Sections, so basically you're going to create different sections, okay? And then within sections, you have a number of pages, okay? And these pages can be literally anything. So first, let's just work on naming a section. We don't need them named new section 1, new section 2. I'll take a stab at what a teacher might name. So I'll just right click, rename, and we'll call one, say, supervision. Let's go to the next. And these are just areas of, think this is like a folder name in your My Documents, and then maybe you'll have subfolders, but these are just actual pages, but high level page names, or rather high level folder names if you want to liken it to that. Maybe this one is ELA. Okay. Um, this one you can rename, maybe that's all things relating to staff meetings. Um, and oh geez, this is where I start to struggle. What else? Let's just say schedules, and what else? Evaluations. You get the gist. You can make anything here. Inside the supervision document, maybe maybe you're, I'm just going to delete these pages. Maybe in the supervision section, the first thing you're going to have is create a new page, and you're going to title it. The title will automatically come here, and you can just say, uh, uh, just call this your supervision schedule. Okay. And then OneNote is its power is that you can just really quickly make notes. So if I wanted to make a bulleted list, almost like a sticky, like a 3M post-it note or something, you can just type and it will really quickly pick up your lists. Another thing it does is you can move these around. So you can, I'm a visual guy, so I like to kind of move things around. I can quickly make a table. Um, and it will just natively pick up what I'm doing. Um, and again, it's just a very quick note taker. Anytime I'm in a meeting, all the notes that I take in a meeting are all taken in OneNote. Another nice thing about OneNote is you can bring in anything. So, for instance, let's say I'm working on a Microsoft Word document. Okay, so here's a typical Word document. If I want to save that, let's just say I'll save it to my desktop. Okay. Yes. And I can just drag that document into, so this is the equivalent of I put it on my desktop, and normally I would go into my documents folder, I would find the folder that I want to put that document, I would put it in that folder, or maybe it's a subfolder of another folder. Instead, I am just putting it right into OneNote, and you're going to see a little, I have a choice when I drag it into OneNote. Do I want to insert a link to the original file, insert a copy, or do I want to insert the file as a printout? 9 times out of 10, I'm always inserting a copy. So this is just like a copy and paste into OneNote, but then I go and delete the original, okay? Because now I have a copy of, or this now becomes the original, and I can launch a document from OneNote. Like this, again, OneNote is just almost like a visual folder. This document still exists. It still exists in my documents. It just happens to have the front end of OneNote so I could say like, okay, and then I could make a little note. This document is blah blah da, and I line them up so I know what is this document that I'm looking at. And if I launch it, I can just double click on it. It'll say opening attachments might be harmful. You can just say don't show that again. And it's going to start Microsoft Word. And there's that document. And I can continue to edit this document and hit save. And now it actually updates here, okay? Because this is its home location. I can open that up and see that some of that extra text that I added is still there, okay? So all my documents are kept within OneNote. Everything, all my PDFs, any invoices, any receipts. And I know that that's kind of specific to my role here at the division, but for you, it's you can copy and paste text of emails. So if you're communicating with parents, if let's say you're working with a parent on something to do with a student, and you'd like to keep just kind of a little record of what are all the communications that I've had with that parent, and what else have I done, and what are some of the documents. Maybe you've talked to your ESTs, and the ESTs have suggested here, try this, try that, and you've got some PDFs associated with that. You can just create a new notebook and literally name it whatever. Okay, and then as you start to create new pages, it's each of those communications, and you can pull it up instantly. The nice part about OneNote is that as as this starts to build out, you can search very quickly. So if I'm looking for everything to do with supervision, I just come over here and say supervision. Oh yeah, it's actually the supervision schedule. Bam, I'm right to that point. Okay, so I don't actually look for anything anymore. This is like Google for my documents. I'm just going to type in something. For me, I'm having to find out what's the account code for smartboard bulbs with respect to Winston Churchill. I will just come into my OneNote, I will type smartboard, and boom, or I can just type WC for Winston Churchill, and a page, all my pages that will come up that are related, and I just select the page and I'm right to that information. What is also nice in that you can grab things from the web very easily. So I think I just did a search for, let's just do a search for French lessons, okay, and sure. And let's say there's a part of this web page that I really like. So I will copy, just select, highlight and select. So let's say that this is what I want, okay? Right click, copy. If I go to back to OneNote, I'll just call this French lessons, and I'll create a new page inside of it called online resources, something like that. And then just do a really quick paste. And you can see that it pastes nicely. So the copy and paste of it maintains the look and feel, and also it shows me what web page it came from. So for me, I actually have anything that I find of relevant to my role. If I find news articles and whatnot, I maintain a huge catalog of newspaper articles, but they're all stored within OneNote. Again, it's a powerful piece of software. You can copy images into it. You can copy images out of it. It is just a graphical My Documents that I really think could be of value, and I suggest you try it out. It's got a lot of promise, and the users that I have shown it have really taken to it. So I hope you get a chance to take a look at it. Again, Microsoft OneNote. It's part of your new laptop in Microsoft Office. So start all programs, find Microsoft Office, and right there, Microsoft OneNote. Give it a shot.